Good afternoon, traders. It's the S&P 500 futures chart review. And looking here at the daily, it was a FOMC day and never quite made it to the top where I called the 37 level, pretty darn close, 35, I think, 35.25. But we did call the downside, called this 29.15 area. It traded to 29.15.25. And let me go ahead and show you the call. The trading is up here in this bar. This is fairly thin through here, but you do have this big level right here. This 15 level right here is pretty decent on the downside. I'm kind of careful about this 10 level. Okay, so beautiful little call right here. It was obvious with the large volume node and the volume node right here in the current trading. If you guys like the analysis, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you are a regular watcher and my levels aren't making any sense to you, please let me know in the comments. Let me know how I can help you understand what's happening on the chart. And let's look at the rest of the market and see how we did today. Let's do it. Good afternoon, traders. It's the S&P 500 futures chart review for 6/19/2019. Showed you that one call for the 29.15 area. Look at that beautiful touch to the scalping line right there, and the bounce. That was great. This is the intraday chart right here. Right after I made that little intro piece, the market was happy enough to basically pop up right into the 36.75 area, so almost that 37 area. Look at the pullback off of here. It would have looked, would have done really well right here. Had the pause the video there. You may not even notice. So market's closed now, and beautiful little sell off right here from that 37 area, 36.75. Would have been a nice trade, but it was the end of the day. I don't think I would have took that. So anyways, let me show you what I did for the day here, if I can find it. So it was kind of a scalping day for me. 13 trades, 11 winning trades, 2 losing trades, 84%. Not the best, but it was a FOMC day and pretty much tried to stay out of the carnage. I also wanted to show you this picture that I took. So right here, you can see how low the bid and ask got, and this was right at noon when it was coming out. And this is why you get the whippy moves. In case you're just not really familiar, when there's no offers or asks, you know, any kind of amount of volume makes the market whip back and forth because it just goes right through the levels. And so I just wanted to show you this picture, and that's why it whips all over the place when these news pieces come out. Basically what happens is everybody abandons the market, withdraws their bids. They don't know which way the market's going to go. The bid and ask gets really low. And then when the news comes out, because there's nothing on the bid and ask, it moves wildly. And that's what causes the volatility. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And jumping back over here to the weekly chart. So here was the 37 area. It looks so close here. Somebody asked me if I was going to have a trading room or something like that. You guys don't need me to call these. I call these in the morning. This is the weekly chart right here. This is a volume profile. Go find the biggest profile on the chart and make a level out of it and trade it. You want to kind of profile the most current volume and candles, and you want to profile the kind of the history, and pay attention to the gaps and stuff like that. But if you're unsure of anything, ask some questions. I encourage people to engage with me in the comment section. Ask questions. If you think my calls are full of crap, there's 2 months worth of chart reviews that you can go look at and see the calls that I've made. I point to them in the morning. I call the levels. What you should be doing is writing down those levels, drawing a line on your chart and sim trading those, and seeing for yourself whether or not this is a trading method that will work for you. Okay. That's like the best advice. Everybody's going to trade a little bit different. Every system needs to be kind of custom fit to your own trading style. But the levels that I'm calling are here on the charts. I'm trying to give you some morning analysis in the morning when I'm going over this, and trying to describe what's going to happen. And like I said this morning, I said, hey, it's thin through here. You can get a real fast move right through here, and that's what you had. You had a whipsaw, went right back up. So those are the kind of things. Those are the kind of tips that I'm kind of giving to you on the charts. The volume profile stuff, I think it's pretty obvious when I'm pointing to it. I'm trying to show you. You look for your trades between the ATR and stuff like that. Engage, and learn how to do this. Somebody said these charts are way too complicated. They might look scary with the profiles on them. I don't know. But after a while, you'll get used to it. And all I can do is tell you to watch those prep videos in the morning, get my levels, put them on your charts, sim trade them, see if they're going to work for you, engage with any questions, and kind of take some hints and tips along the way that come in these chart review lessons. And you have to call them lessons, but they're just chart reviews. You should be doing the same thing at the end of the day. Hey, how did I do? How were my levels? Did my levels work? That's basically what I'm doing here, right? I come in, I say, hey, I put all these scalp levels on here. How accurate was I with my scalp level here? How accurate was I with my scalp level here? How accurate, am I with my levels? And I understand that price is going to trade on both sides of my levels. I fully expect it to trade on both sides and use it as a level on both sides of the line here. And that's just how support and resistance works for me, is that I know that there's a line and there's a range, and price is going to trade on both sides of it, and I'm counting on it for scalping, that it's gonna hit the line and it's gonna bounce down or bounce up when it hits it the first time, when it's clean, right? This wasn't clean right here because we just traveled through it. I wouldn't want to take this because this is look at these long bars right here. I know, and what I keep on saying in my videos is that I know when I have long bars like this, price is moving too fast. People don't build positions in fast moves like this. And so if it comes back the other direction, it tends to go right through these levels just as fast back the other way. Here, look at this long bar right here. And when it goes back up, it goes pretty darn fast, goes right back up. And then on this side, long bar right here, long bar down right here. Look right here, more long bars. Those are the tips that I'm trying to give you, that I think are unconventional. If I were to listen to other YouTube videos or something, and somebody would go, and I think it's just repetitive. People are just repeating this stuff. Hey, look how strong this bar is. Market's going up. Well, yeah, it's going up right now, but if it comes back the other direction, there's no volume here to hold it. And when I'm looking at the profile here, I'm looking at this horizontal volume right here, and that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting somebody to build a position and reject price. Next time price comes back to it, reject it. I think the algos or the machines, they will defend a level, and try and get price to go the other way. They won't necessarily just dump all of their purchases or contracts or whatever. They just want to hold a position, right? They don't want you to go past that position, and they're hoping that other people are going to come join in and actually do a lot of the lifting for them. So they're more than happy to trade in certain areas, and that's why you get these nodes. They're just basically defending. It used to make me furious watching a trade happen at a level, and I'd be like, the sellers would keep on knocking it down, but they wouldn't keep on selling. Once they got to a certain point, they would just let off the gas and let it come back up, and then they would, they'd only move it like a point or two, and it'd be frustrating because they usually are guarding their spot or whatever, and they don't necessarily, want to push it all the way down. They want somebody else to join in. They just know that they need to keep it there long enough to wear out the other buyer, and as soon as they all give up, it's going to naturally go the other direction. So that's the way I look at it. Who knows what the real truth is in the market, right? We don't know who's on the other side of the trade ever. I mean, to think that anybody can sit here and actually predict the market is ridiculous. I just know where people are going to trade, and that's how I can draw these lines right here. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense to you guys, and it all makes sense right here. So this comes down, this trades right here, right into this high volume area, right? Gets defended and goes. And it goes quick because it came down quick, right? This one right here, this is right across the top. This is where your volume starts to actually start to build. You can look over and there's like a little volume node right here. But, get a volume profile, draw it on your chart, and then start to, move it around and figure out that where the volume is, that's where people are going to trade. That's where the professionals are going to trade. That's where the algos are going to trade. People are going to sell it and they're going to relieve the stock, right? If they put a lot of purchases in going up right here, at some point they're going to start to take it off the table, and it's going to drift back, and it's going to probably drift back to where they're going to defend it and bounce it again. So all you got to do is just get a volume profile, put it on your chart, and start profiling everything, right? Learn how to move this guy and see, if you would have took that right there, 29.31.50, look at where it dipped to 29.75. You would have got a point out of that. And that's all I look for, really. The bigger levels that I see on the weekly, I'm looking for a point or two. You can put two contracts on, take one off and profit, leave the second one to try and run. Maybe you get a home run. That's one way to do it. And I encourage you, if you're new, to trade the micro futures. Do not put your money in the regular ES. You are going to get hurt if you don't know what you're doing. The micro futures, the MES, is what you need to be trading if you're going to put real money in. You're less likely to get as hurt. You're not going to make a whole lot of money. You're not going to get rich, but that's not the objective. The objective is to learn how to trade. Okay. Let me know if you got comments on that, you guys. Sorry, I think I just got stood on a soapbox and talked to you guys. But anyways, that's the truth of it right there. And so not a big day. I definitely thought that we could have pushed up, but there was no rate cut today. They held steady. So not as much as excitement. The one thing I did want to show was back here on the intraday. So I thought this was pretty interesting, that the delta all day long, even when it was kind of going down way over here, right, in the morning, they were buying this. They were aggressively buying this. So, we ended the day up, but, it wasn't always like that. A lot of sideways. This was up, but a lot of sideways in here, but they bought it constantly. Look, we ended up at 25,000 on the delta at one point in 19. So they're in this market. So they're on the long side. The aggressors were all buying today, even when it was just squibbling around over here. You can see, we're just going down and they're buying it, right? They've got insiders. They know what's going to happen. They're getting positioned. They're more than happy to buy the shares that people are selling right in through here. They're gonna play the market. They probably have Jerome Powell on speed dial and know what he's gonna say, and they're positioned correctly. So all these people that bought right in here, look, they're in the money at this point. Anything else that I can really tell you about today? Today was pretty rangy day. Of course, we didn't hit a whole lot of levels. Just the one down to the bottom side, one to the top side. We had some scalping levels here, but we kind of got into no man's land. I didn't have any levels in a lot of these middle places, so they weren't really getting hit. But the scalping levels were, you were getting bounces off of them, and you would have got points, out of them if you would have scalped them for the most point. Trying to take a look. I mean, that was okay to the backside. That one was okay on that hit. That one would have gave you the point. Never got up here. You got a bounce right here before this one, so I doubt that I would have took that one, even though it looks like it bounced up right there. This one's across. This one would have worked pretty late in the day right here. These worked. That worked. This backside one worked. Wouldn't have took this because you already had the move. So chart reviews, I go over this quite a bit in the chart reviews. Make sure the levels are clean. Look at your background before you just jump in. Make sure it's a fresh level. It should move up and away and then come back to it. It hasn't been there in a while, and then get the bounce right. First time to it, like right up here, it went through a little bit, but look at the rejection that it came back to. That was 29.50 and went all the way down to 29.28. You would have got, almost a 1.5 points out of that if you were on the money. So, not much else I can really say. The symmetry lines, again, hey, right up to the top of the 100% range extension. You can definitely see that there was kind of a level across here. There was a level right here, but it never quite made it down to here. It was just kind of a rangy day. You can definitely see that this level was holding all the way through here. This trade down, it went beyond that level right there, but it is what it is, right? Kind of a weird trading day because of FOMC. But if you guys like the analysis, please subscribe, please engage, help the channel. I appreciate it, and hope you had a good trading day, and I will see you guys in the morning. Take care.